What does it mean to be Scandinavian? According to Scandinavian Airlines, absolutely nothing. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the YouTube and Twatters. So, we've got this little advertisement which can only be described as another piece of cultural Marxist woke propaganda. Here it says, SAS, what is truly Scandinavian? Now before we watch these videos, I'm going to show you a tweet by Stone Toss. Here he says, we are proud of our Scandinavian heritage. Apparently the SAS, the Scandinavian Airlines, replied to the backlash of getting massively disliked and thrashed online over their campaign. Here he says, LOL, you literally made an ad where you say it doesn't exist. So let's watch it and let's find out.
What is truly Scandinavian?
I love how they dig it in here in the very beginning with just straight up propaganda. What is truly Scandinavian? And then they show a white girl, a white mom, a white girl getting braided, as if to tell you, is this what Scandinavian means? Nah, bro, that's not it.
Absolutely nothing.
And there you have it. In what can only be described as pure and utter woke progressive nonsense, they say absolutely nothing. Apparently, Scandinavians are nothing. So if you're a Scandinavian and if you're watching this, and you know, this isn't just about Scandinavia, this is about the entire West, because you're seeing a lot of the same kinds of programming from the same people. Well, let's keep going. I wonder what they're going to say. I love how they have like this little white girl here shrugging like, I don't know what Scandinavian is. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me what it is, Mrs. Propaganda?
Nada.
Niente. There is no such thing.
Repeat it with me, folks. Like a good little NPC.
There is no such thing.
Everything is copied. Our democracy?
Människor som tillsammans formar framtiden.
Credit goes to Greece. Parental leave?
Thank you, Switzerland.
The iconic Scandinavian windmills were actually invented in Persia.
That's not how it works. That has never been how it works. Yes, the concept of this wooden, whatever this is created from, windmill, is absolutely not the same as this windmill. Both are built on vastly different technology. Now yes, the concept is the same. We gather the power from the wind, but that's how science works. Science is progress. It's knowledge handed down generation after generation, growing more and more complicated as we understand more about the way science works, the universe works, and about the world around us. Just because they invented you don't own, they're not the same. It is not the same at all. Science, my friends, is a collective effort.
Invented in Persia. And we made the German bicycle a staple of our cities.
Yes, this is how technology and science works. Good ideas are generally spread, shared, and propagate because they're good ideas. This is cultural transmission, yes. But it doesn't mean that Scandinavians don't exist. This is nonsense. Would you say that the Chinese don't exist? Or the Japanese don't exist? No, you wouldn't. So why does it seem like they're only pushing this nonsense in Western Caucasian countries? Really makes you wonder.
It's Turkish.
What?
Smapple? Dutch.
What about licorice?
It's Chinese. And
Midsommarstången. German.
So here we go. Okay, this is the old food meme. But if there's no diversity and if there's no migrants, how will we eat tacos? It's pretty simple. You learn the recipe, you get the ingredients, and then you make it yourself. You literally do not need other people you don't need foreigners to make your food. Okay, I just want to make that clear. Like, what kind of colonial attitude is that? You ever notice that? It's like, oh, but without the migrants, how will we make kebab? Make it yourself, jackass.
And it gets worse.
Rumor has it the oh-so-Swedish meatballs might not be as Swedish as you think, but Turkish.
Even the Danish isn't Danish.
It's Austrian. And the
Yes, and the fortune cookie was invented in America. You don't see the Chinese restaurants complaining. This is utter nonsense. Again, they don't have an argument. This is all propaganda. I can see why there's such incredible backlash.
pride of Norway, the paperclip, was actually invented by an American.
And while we're at it,
America, thank you for taking the first steps in empowering the women's rights movement.
You're not welcome.
We're no better
than our Viking ancestors.
Look, I've got to talk some history right now. The Vikings, and maybe he is a Scandinavian, maybe was born there, but that doesn't mean his ancestors were Vikings. Like, if I go to China, right? If I were to go to China and I was to become a citizen, even if I was born in China, but I'm actually, I'm originally from the West, that doesn't mean my ancestors were Chinese. That doesn't mean I'm related to Sun Tzu. What is this? That doesn't make any sense. I'm just pointing out history. The Vikings were Westerners, not anybody else from any other country. That goes without saying.
We take everything we like on our trips abroad, adjust it a little bit, and voila! It's a unique Scandinavian thing. Going out.
That's how culture works. Congratulations. You have maybe one brain cell. That doesn't mean it's not, you just said it yourself. You contradicted yourself. You took things from other cultures and you adapted them to your own culture. But in order to adapt it to your own culture, you have to have a culture. So you just indirectly admitted that there is a Scandinavia, and being Scandinavian does mean something. Do you understand?
Out into the world inspires us to think big, even though we're quite small. Because every time we go beyond our borders, we add colors, innovation,
progress.
adding the best of everywhere to here. Anyway, Scandinavians brought here. Peace, by peace. By everyday people, we found the best of our home, away from home. So, we can't wait to see what wonderful things you'll bring home next.
So this is clearly just a piece of propaganda, and I just want to highlight a few things. One, this was released on February 10th. We're currently amid a huge outbreak. I don't want this video to be suppressed, so I won't say what it is. But there is an outbreak going around the world, a plague. You know what it is. I don't need to say it. But these people are trying to... They're trying to promote traveling, and not only that, they're trying to promote international traveling in a time when we're currently kind of in a pandemic. So that's just a little aside. But look at this. People are really angry. Look at this. They have 45,000 dislikes to 2K dislikes. They're incredibly ratioed. And they even disabled comments because they were being eviscerated online. Of course, they literally just said that Scandinavian culture doesn't exist, but somehow it also exists because you have to adapt stuff to it, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I want to see some replies. So I'm going to try and find some replies in English so I can read them to you. Slickwick says, that is clearly a lie. Snug says, you said your heritage doesn't exist. I think they might have apologized after getting blown out, but they're proving the point, like they proved themselves wrong. And the more that this stuff, this propaganda comes out, the more people are going to wake up on the lies that these leftist lunatics are spreading. They literally tried to say that Western heritage doesn't exist. And we all know what that means. Because Westerners were primarily Caucasian, at least as far as this discussion goes, and they're basically saying that Caucasians have no heritage, they have no culture. How backwards of a person do you have to be to say such nonsense? So Prestituta says, those are two mutually exclusive statements. Either you stand by the ad, or you're proud of Scandinavians' heritage. All you had to do was apologize deeply, and never hire the same marketing company again. So this is a good one. I'm not going to read their username, but they say, Scandinavian peoples have a right to a homeland, culture, and heritage. No, you don't understand, man. Everyone has a right to have a homeland, culture, and heritage, except if you're white. John Smith says, "You're a disgusting corporation." Here Yuri says, "You shameful liars and traitors. You've insulted the whole European cultural and historical heritage. Shame on you." And I have to say, I absolutely agree. They're trying to damage control, they're trying to play it down, but the reality is, Scandinavian culture does exist. Scandinavian people do exist, and you cannot deny them their heritage. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? What do you think about Scandinavian Airlines? Are they right? Does Scandinavian culture not exist? Be sure to let me know. Now, as always, if you want to support the content that I make, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. By joining, you will get access to a private Discord server called Fight Club. You can currently donate through Bitcoin or BAT tokens or contributions on Subscribestar. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.